potentially fall on the sword, but I doubt it.
Well, Ninjas steal one back. Some fantastic work there from Forest. Opening Deagle kills. He gets them on the board. And the Force Fire is doubted with no grenades whatsoever. It works out. It's further goes down first. And he's often criticized for sometimes being over-aggressive against anti-ecos. To be fair, he was actually quite passive there, holding in the danger room at the rifle, taken down from the one dig. Not really much they could do about that one. And we do have a Force Fire in response from the Brazilian side. SK Gaming with Scouts, Max 7s, CZs, and we'll see if they can find anything here as we enter round number 3. A couple of AKs available here. This should be an NiP round considering the lack of firepower on the SK side. I would have preferred to CZ across the board really, but Qore the MP9. Try and see what he can do here.
Whereas MP9 looking out to the broken wall, Fur's on the other side of it. Flash out, they check the wrong corner. Shotgun had moved, and Fur gets taken down by Exist, but does decent damage to Rez. Unfortunate, he'll be lamenting the fact that he could not find the kill. I would have liked to have found the kill if I were him.
Sure.
Draken takes down Taco. That also took a bit more than it was worth. Some effort required. Just like everything in life. Don't forget that, kids. Alive again. He's got a kit, armor, and a flash, and I imagine he'll want all of that carried over.
Qore with just the MP9 at this point. Can't really do much about this. NiP always been quite good on their anti-eco approaches. Ever since Threat came in, I was always a bit pressed. The resilience they have, they very rarely give away much to pistols and force buys. They're quite methodical. They stick to the fundamentals, don't overextend of our trade potential. So Qore can't do much about this one. The bomb will be going off the A-bomb site. They're trying to pincer him in. Let's get right in T-spawn, but he won't be required. Reds finds him with swift Deagle headshot there. Full eco coming in from the Brazilian side. This is another best of 1. NiP won their first game against Astralis. It's round robin. Group of 6.
I see you peering in to look down the line.
I've lost you again. Say again. Hold on. Hold it together. We'll do what we can. Yeah. And we're going to have the Rush B coming in here. It's going to be a clean sweep for now. It's going to be USPs to defend. Rez will find the opening pick. It's a guaranteed round at this point. They went for an A stack here. Normally stacking B is the default option, but they mixed things up and saw what was available toward the B side. They got in there. Bomb down. So we'll get 1. That might be all he gets, though, and we'll see whether they can maybe find a couple of exit frags here. Fallen with the Mach 10 in hand. It's not really going to be that
Henry,
powerful.
You can hear me now.
I can hear you now. Yes.
Amidst all of us changing dials and trying to fix everything, I realized that I was on a toggle cough button. I'd known that the whole time, but I was paying attention to other things, and that's my fault.
That is true. You were warned that.
I was warned that, and I was very conscientious of it until such time that I was not. Which is a great statement, that in itself.
Well, luckily, it was only one of those rounds, full eco, and a Rush B. You didn't miss much.
No, I didn't. It's fine.
It's all good.
Don't blame production, chat. That was my fault.
That was.
Put NA Sadokist.
But here we go. 3-1 for NiP. But now the game.
My first event, guys.
Yeah, it's
Be nice to me.
The game really begins here. Fallen, of course, AWP in hand up against Draken. Draken has been looking pretty good today, so this could be quite a tantalizing battle. We'll find out. No kits available for SK here. They'll send 4 players towards B. It's Fur to hold danger by himself. Fallen, he's actually in the drop-down room for now. He'll fall back to the connector. He'll be given the task of patrolling middle, of course. It's Bolts. New siding for SK. He'll be towards drop-down. I don't think he gets much done here. Bullied by 3 players, taken down, and Fallen to recover this situation. Not the best weapon for it, but it's Fallen. Close range is his specialty, and they managed to at least equal the situation now. It's a 3-on-3 with Qore still alive, one of the world's best. We'll find another headshot as he takes down Exist.
Good play from Cold, swings out from behind the statue. Exist as well. It's downed. It's Fine from Draken to bring it back to a 1 versus 2, but bomb down inside of the site and an AWP to get aggressive. He's got to pick his approach correctly because Fur's up close to babysit the bomb, but he finds Fallen inside of the smoke. That'll make it possible. Oh my goodness, I thought he had the time. He's quick when he needs to be sometimes, Draken, especially in the flicks. But he makes up for it. And SK. Fur makes up for it, I mean, rather, but SK takes the second round.
Nice stuff by Qore. This is a good replay. Like, nothing too flashy, just great movement and positioning, and just knowing what he has to do to win the round at this point. I was actually very impressed by this. The jumping heroics of Exist wasn't enough to secure the round, and Qore, 3 in total. We're going to round number 6. Money still available for the Ninjas here. All power once again, but now it's time to get a bit more stable for SK. They don't want to be reset here. They need to start stringing rounds together. It's Rez. Up against it now. He'll be smoked out of position. It's Draken holding the very top of middle, as you can see on your minimap right now. Right at the back, and looking for anyone to get aggressive. And like we said, Fur known to make those sort of plays, even with an M4. Fallen certainly holds that angle as well. Forest starts to dissect the mid-area. Feels brave, walks through the smoke here, gets away with him. He's going to surprise Fur and take him down. What a glorious shot that was.
Decent find to open the round. 1:09 still to work with. His bomb left inside the B tunnel says lots of occupants nearby to grab it should they find to pick an opening. A further opening. Taco's the one that's going to play toward the B stairs. Forrest, meanwhile, just trying to distract. He's essentially isolated himself into a one-on-one jostle for position with Fallen on the AWP. The rest, pretty much everyone, except for the one rotation now, which comes back out from Cold, are on the B site. Cold's going to realize his mistake and go back now because Taco down opens ground to Rez. And NiP could look to extend the lead again to 2. If they can find bolts immediately, they do, but Cold is always a problem, and he's sitting at the rock behind it. In fact, still finds the lineup, but Get Right, good response, and Forrest lurks late. He the one this time to play the offsite. Typically, that's Get Right's responsibility, but it's 4 rounds for NiP, and it works.
Certainly does. I'm liking these opening picks from Forrest. Just so brave, walking the danger. Nice, crispy shot to find Fur. Didn't see it coming. They had the smoke down there. They're assuming no T's going to be brave enough to get through that position, but it works out. Eco once again. SK do invest a little bit here. Deagle, CZ, some body armor. This round's always a bit scary. Qore very strong with the pistols. So is Fur. The Deagle in towards danger here. Missing the first headshot though. Fallen probably goes down at this point. Let's see, he can find the head just like that. That's not bad at all. Taking out by Rez in the end. They'll take the advantage here. Still a little bit of a dicey round. Could fall apart. Draken's feeling very brave as he goes towards the stables here. He has got some backup in the form of Get Right. Should be an NiP round at this point, unless this stack does wonders.
Get Right could find out bolts. Cold trying to sit back. The surprise manages 1, but only 1. Unfortunately, that's going to be a problem because he's running out of ammunition in the CZ-75, so eventually they will wrap around and overwhelm as Rez finds the kill. It leaves us 5-2 for NiP, which is a great start. T-side of the Cobblestone, you'd expect them to win the half, but SK are sluggish today, I would say.
We didn't catch their performance against Envious, but so far, it's NiP, the more impressive team. They're controlling the pace of the game. In the economy situation for SK as well. We can see another full eco here. P250s, USPs, no armor. And this should be another round where NiP just help themselves towards mid. And Flashbang goes in, check the tight corner. Ooh, just about get the frag on Fur. And now it should be quite a simple procedure.
You'd expect that at least. Way in. Is this to be the first exchange with Fallen, though? Taco finds it back in there as Draken's approach. AWP doesn't need to lead in these situations against pistols. Why would it? So it's the backs to find the rotation at the doorways instead. And Qore, the last alive. going to be an interesting flashbang. Fallen puts Fur out. Fur goes aggressive. He'll confirm that Forrest was there. Drops down. That funnels them toward Fallen. So in tandem approach, it kind of works out for Fallen in the end. He gets the shot he was looking for. Now he'll be ready without them going toward danger. That'll funnel them toward the top of the site. Oh, the ramp. He approached and was poised up for it, but couldn't find the shot. It's still an IP to get entrances as Forrest trades back on Fur once more. Draken, unfortunately, is outmanned.
No
but
scope.
He's going to go aggressive. Oh, that's an interesting play from Cold, but a better shot from Draken. Bomb still down. He can immediately go aggressive. I don't think he was expecting Taco to be rotating around quite so soon.
I thought a jumping no-scope was about to happen there. I could kind of feel it. Good attempt there by Draken. Time ticking down, 10 seconds. Nice move from the CT by the balcony area. Just here, he sneaks through the smoke there, but still, Draken is aware. Nice, fast flick. And had a chance to win that one. All it took was one more shot. Couldn't get the bomb down, had to go for the kill. Positioned by Taco, and it's another round on the board for SK, but only one player surviving. NiP win this, they're going to fully reset them. It could be a double eco coming in. Still an uncomfortable situation. Glass cannon AWP once again for Fallen. A couple of Famises there, almost no utility, one kip. NiP know if they can get this on the board, they're in a very, very good position going forward.
Smoke down again, standard formation toward the long approach. Rez this time's tag the 24 has to be very careful in that corner. There's not really any damage-dealing utility aside from one Molotov, and that's with Fur. Rez still watching the angle. Wants the headshot if it approaches itself. Down drop with an op, always tough. But looks for the angle up close. Cold's playing passively, and he's actually watching toward long. It's Bolts, therefore, that is going to be the one tasked with watching the drop room. Confirms suspicions, or at least the theory, that they'd swap the positions. Tries to find Cold, at least opens things up. As Draken tries to get the shot behind the rock, rather just an ambitious flick, I believe. Didn't even spot Bolts, but Bolts is there. Certainly with the FAMAS, he'll try and isolate the angle. Smoke goes down, actually helps him because there's a gap in it. He can hold the one direction, but it's Get Right that gets inside, it gets beyond. It's Fur that's going to have to rotate over and try and clutch it back 1 versus 3, and I don't really think he fancies it considering it's a reset.
Good attempt by Bolts there. Did everything he could. Stuck quite literally between a rock and a hard place. As he got one kill with the FAMAS, couldn't find the second. He knew exactly where he was. I thought he could sneak one in. If he gets a second kill, makes it a 3-on-2, Fur probably comes and joins him. But regardless, he'll go down, and that's a huge reset for NiP. As SK Gaming will have almost no money going into the next round. They could be double eco here, or they might just force by into this round and hope for the best. It looks like the Deagle's coming out. I haven't seen any armor just yet. Oh, there it is, Gold Sarah. He is all in. So, PD50's Deagles, they haven't forced this. Money's still just going to be so weak as we get deeper into the half here. 7-3. And NiP just need to be very careful not to give anything up to these pistols. These should be lock-ins, these rounds. Draken going into a situation with no trade potential here. That's a problem. He needs to be flashed in at least here. Walks into this corner. Fur's going to take him down. They need to be aware of these little angles that can be troublesome at times. And Draken, there's the backup. He'll be spotted, but it gets the frag. Well played for us to actually take the kill.
Ooh. Forrest nearly gets a second one as well. Fallen tagged considerably down. It's Draken will get the kill as he falls the other way, or rather climbs the other way if you want to be literal, going up the stairwell back up danger toward long. Taco, Cold, and Bolts. 7-3, 8-3. Is about to be achieved, I believe. SK, keep in mind, even though they won the first game against Envy, they only get 2 points for doing so. So this format, if they continue
that's
to
true,
slouch,
yeah.
is
That's
be
a good point. It's like the first tournament, LAN at least, I think we've ever done this.
Yes,
where we have overtimes that only get, I think it makes a lot of sense, right?
It's the Pro League system.
Yeah, and I actually really like it. I think that's cool. I think like if you're going to slug out 30-plus rounds, like there should be a penalty for not winning in regulation and some points for getting that far. I think that's a really good compromise. Another eco there for SK, like I said, and this is not the game I was expecting. I thought SK would completely run over NiP, but they've played a great game so far. Forrest, especially of his openings, has been completely wrecking the defenses of SK Gaming. This should be quite a simple round. Draken's looking sharp at the moment. One of the more recent pickups, the young duo of Rez and Draken. actually becoming some more of the stars of the team. Rez especially looking great recently online. coldzera, USP in hand, will have a chance to find some shots here, but I think he goes down here. Yeah, Get Right finds him. And it will be a 4 versus 1 tackle with just a deagle here.
Taco not able to do anything at all against the remaining guns of NiP. Forrest is looking sharp this game. 12 kills for him, 14 for Rez, oddly enough. I would have thought Forrest was leading the way based on the amount of times I've said his name.
Yeah, Rez is just doing solid work right now. Blast cannon again for Fallen. How many times has he had to take the AWP out with no armor? It's not such a huge deal on Cobblestone, but it does affect your confidence. You know you're vulnerable to grenades. You can't go super aggressive in certain positions. As we take a tactical pause here. Get Right calls it. Forrest seems like he's doing the majority of the talking here.
Yeah, tactical pause obviously for NiP.
Just to know, they're all using the NiP mice there. Like, it's rare to see players actually conform to their sponsor obligations, you know, and like actually properly use what they're sponsored by. It seems like most of them are doing it. It's quite nice to see.
They're properly branded, so why wouldn't you? I think a lot of teams are given the freedom of choice within the range of mice. So, for example,
that's the best form of advertising right there. The players are actually happy to use them.
Yeah, no, of course. Well, putting the logo on it is one thing. Because, for example, like Cloud9 uses a specific company, but there's nothing that indicates that, and they all use a different model within the range.
Yeah. So
you don't really see it as prominently.
Well, here we go. Round number 13, coming to the last few rounds here. SK Gaming needs to start arriving. NiP encroaching on double digits. They do have utility this time, though. Like I said, Fallen without the armor. Not a huge issue as he holds towards middle there. Rez, who's been playing wonderful CS today. Smoked off for now, just trying to bait out whatever they can from the CTs before they make their final commitment. Just firing some speculative shots there. Exists, looking for anyone pushing the upper platform. Taco will use that opportunity to spam back. No damage inflicted yet.
So Draken will wait. With Rez in front, he'll actually start to go now. Gets slightly impatient. Perhaps they need to find an opening. A minute to work with as they clear off the archway. Smoke thrown from afar, which means Rez knows there's likely not anyone nearby. He goes through it, finds coldzera in transition, and on top of that, gets bolts as well. I take back what I said about Rez not leading the way. 3 kills on entry.
It's not bad.
Phenomenal performance.
I'm starting to become a bit of a fanboy for him. He's actually just getting better and better. A young player, like a rookie this year. And he's keeping up with the very best in the world right now. And actually making them look quite average at times. It's going to be Fur finding Forrest here. Easy frag for him, but doesn't really affect the outcome of the round whatsoever. It will be double digits for NiP. Fur recovers the AWP. Loss bonus now will be at 4th stage, meaning each CT player will have $2,900 into the next round. They're currently all on 0. That's not really a forced situation, but given the fact they're 10-3 down and they save an AWP, I think they definitely force it. They just need to get these last 2 rounds. They can't afford to give anything else up. Very quiet scenes over in the SK camp. It's Fur who might not even save the AWP here. Hitting some nice shots. NiP have so much cash, they might as well try and take him down and exist. Being a little bit too tentative there. Had a chance to strike. 8 HP for Fur. Making noise as he jumps around. The flames will protect him for now. Oh, he's so smart. The fact he gets towards middle as well just eradicates risks in terms of his chances of survival here. Here's the last player coming in. Nails that as well. He actually gets all 5 kills. He gets an ace, but they don't win the rounds.
Yeah, exactly. That's not common.
No, that is not.
Should I ask my friend for a statistic on that one too?
No.
Okay, we'll leave him be.
It's not that interesting, but it's kind of cool.
I find the things that are irrelevant in life interesting.
Yes, that's what I said.
It's like quantum mathematics.
But the fact he gets 5 kills, right, means he can actually drop a weapon now, and they force around this. So it's not too bad.
I'm sure someone out there is resenting the fact that I've said quantum mathematics are irrelevant.
Yeah.
But until such time that you can prove, like, transportation through a form of life in some mathematic algorithm or time travel, I really think it's irrelevant. I mean, okay, yes, things are made up of... Anyway, I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't.
It's just
save it for your science podcast you do.
I do it with, actually, Tom Cruise every week.
It's hasn't taken off like we had hoped, but...
well, it has. We have buildings all around the world.
Okay, that's true.
Every city, and we take a lot of money from people for no reason.
10-3, and we'll see whether this slow contact play coming in from NiP will yield any sort of results. taken down, but a nice refrag. This has been such good trades. There's a real solid team play from NiP. Luckily, though, for coldzera, he manages to find an advantage. Bots chimes in as well, and we should have 10-4. It's been a really rough half for the Brazilians. But for now, it's up to Draken once again. He doesn't mind if he goes down here. They've got plenty of money for the last round. He was hoping to find maybe 2 or 3 kills and make it really troublesome for the last round here. But SK have done it. Looking for 10-5 now. Certainly possible. The money's okay. Not a devastating half. Win the pistol in the second, and they're absolutely fine. But they lose that, potentially could be going down 13-5. That's even though they pick this round up. So we'll have a look. Fallen, nice full buy here. It's the second time in the game, and Fur, with that aggressive player that he's known for, he'll get tagged up in the process. Draken hits him in the leg as he falls back, so down to 14 HP. Still the advantage for SK once again.
Rez still trying to find the same angle toward Taco. Same results, you immediately have a smoke down in front of him. Rez is going to go through it. No flash, just wants to take the position. Double smoke gets him to the box again. He catches them in transition. His timing on entry has been flawless, I have to say, every single time. Bolts will get one back and exist, but Rez still is in an angle in which he can find further kills. Smoke down, flash down. He's able to get right in to save him against Taco. That's going to give them the side boost up as well to catch off anyone that's trying to work in from the tree. And get right sees immediately over. Cold goes down. Fur with 14. 11-4 for NiP. What a half.
That is forcing their way at the bomb sites there. Rez with all the confidence in the world, hitting every single shot. It's such an impressive performance. Like I said, a rookie in 2017 joins NiP, and he's looking like one of their absolute superstars. SK have a lot to do in the second half, and we'll find out if they can recover after the break.
Ja, kommt rein. Das ist es. Die Küche selbst gebaut. Kaffee?
Gerne.
Ja, setzt euch doch. Endlich genau mein Ding.
Wohne auch du bald, wie du willst. Mit unserem Wüstenrot Wohnsparen. Wüstenrot. Wünsche werden Wirklichkeit. Gewinne jetzt einen Einrichtungsgutschein im Wert von 1.500 € und viele weitere tolle Preise.
Alles im Griff haben, auch wenn man mal nicht an alles denkt. Ihr Zuhause kümmert sich darum. Willkommen bei Magenta Smart Home. Jetzt bei Magenta Smart Home einsteigen und ein Jahr kostenlos nutzen.
Okay, usually do.
Ja, kommt rein. Das ist es. Die Küche selbst gebaut. Kaffee?
Gerne.
Ja, setzt euch doch. Endlich genau mein Ding.
Wohne auch du bald, wie du willst. Mit unserem Wüstenrot Wohnsparen. Wüstenrot. Wünsche werden Wirklichkeit. Gewinne jetzt einen Einrichtungsgutschein im Wert von 1.500 € und viele weitere tolle Preise.
For this exact reason that Forrest had the angle covered off. In fact, does so successfully with the deagle. I thought that was going to hit.
Yeah, me too. Not meant to be, and it should be another round here for SK Gaming. They are in recovery mode now as a pretty tragic first half for them, 11-4. But, ooh, nice shot by Draken. They'll get the 2-0 here, presumably 3. Shouldn't be any reason to force buy in the third round here from NiP. They'll be focusing on the gun rounds now. Still with a massive buffer in terms of the scoreline right now. It will be 11-6, and Draken's still trying to make things very expensive. As he edges his way towards the bomb site, Taco's still there. Frank comes through and should be able to take care of Draken. Does some damage towards bolts, but not enough to find the frag. Good attempt, 3 kills found, but ultimately that's the result SK were looking for. Full eco now, maybe some P250s. That'll be all that's purchased here.
All that is purchased. Bolts will smoke toward the bottom of middle. That's exactly where NiP want to post themselves. Tracking inside and underneath. Goes out, looks wide. Can't quite find bolts. Excuse me, as he snaps back to find Rez. He'll try and hold the same angle with the Galil, but can't do so. Exist gets the shot in return and cold at far. We'll take down the aforementioned player, leaving us with just Forrest. And he'll fall back to the site. But not much to do in the round, I'm afraid. In fact, Taco already greets him there.
Absolutely nothing to do there. Still get 2 frags, not too bad. But now the half really begins. The AWPs are out. The rifles are there. There's a replay of the Galil work from bolts. Well, we'll give you one. We'll leave you guessing. Mac 10, bit of a bonus situation. If I'm SK right now, I'm just 1 round on the board. I'm not trying to save cash. I'd be upgrading that Mac 10 and trying to see what we can do with it. They're going to go for a fast play here as the bonus rounds usually go down. Get right. Does find 2. Does very well there. Even the third as Rez will come through. Forrest takes him down, but he fires through his teammate. It's still okay. It's a 3-on-2 situation, but the B bomb site is under control by the T's. The plant comes through, and it's up to Forrest to find 1 kill here to secure the round. He does that, and he gets the second. He can't quite, but they know exactly where Fallen is now.
Fallen can still play the angles as a flash. Forrest would have been on them sooner if not for the first flash. This one buys time. Fallen does another so close, but resets the gun and takes down Draken as well.
Wow. How does he manage to pull that one off? They know exactly where he is. They try and take him down together. He just dances around the bomb site like a maypole and manages to find the frag to fall. Forrest did enough there. That's why I said I thought, gets 1 kill, that's enough. Get the intel, but Fallen technically a 3 versus 1 there, and he pulls it off with a magnificent shot to close out the round. And that could be the start of the resurgence here. It was Get Right who did all the work and dropped down. And remember, that was a bonus situation for SK there. They came in with 2 SMGs, one of which was a Mac 10, and they come out on top. There's going to be another eco now for NiP, and the pressure starting to mount. They can feel this lead slipping away.
Certainly can. Sweden yesterday took down a juggernaut in Italy. Another soccer nation. Brazil, different sport.
Yep.
Game. And it could be controversial if it comes to the fact that SK went to overtime against
an equal upset, I guess.
It would be rather significant with the point system as it is, too.
Absolutely. It'll be NiP right at the top of that table, almost guaranteed to qualify at that point. But here's Draken trying to shut it down. Nice aggressive approach. 2 kills. This is all going wrong. It's a Zeus frag as well, Matt. 4-on-2 now, and it all falls apart. This is a full eco, pretty much. What in God's name has just happened?
A Zeus skill.
A Zeus skill comes in.
Oh my goodness, we seldom see them, and not when they matter as well. This one certainly does, because it's just Taco remaining, and there's pressure applied to his position. AK picked up for both Exist and Draken. He's down to 1 HP. 1 HP, 1 versus 4? Don't think so. This is going to be NiP picking up their 12th round inevitably, and Get Right confirms it with a Mac 10 at range.
They just didn't see it coming. Rushing long A with the USP through the flames. A couple of kills come in. This was the play. The dink's just there. Exist backs him up. Oh my goodness. I wanted to see the Zeus frag from Qore. I assume it was in drop down. But what a round that was. Draken with another 3 kills. It's Rez and Draken there, pulling out all the stops here. 12-8. Money actually weak for SK now.
Try and work inside of the B tunnels. Rez is going to pop out with a Molotov in front of him. A smoke that goes deep. This will give him a chance to peek as he likes. They'll Molotov the close corner as well so he can cross over to the archway. But they just want to confirm the corner is clear. They'll spray in as the smoke gets deployed to make sure no one is in there. And if they're transferring, well, get some damage in where they can.
Huge round here. Escape. Against the ropes. Couple of rifles, couple of pistols. No real map control coming through yet. They have got danger. That's something. The bomb's still down in the B halls, though. It's up to Exist to defend Long A as they make their final play towards this side of the map. This looks like a distraction. They could fall back all the way from B halls, which is looking like the play at this point. Bolts with the pistol. Great at close range as Exist calls for a teammate to rotate. That's going to be Forrest, makes his way towards the balcony.
Fallen in bolts. Work toward the site. Needs to the backside as Exist takes further damage. Forrest wants to swing out and try and shut them down, but he himself is found by Taco, and that allows Cole to get underneath of the balcony. Fur waits for Get Right's approach. Things are definitely falling apart on the NiP side, despite winning the last round in a very odd fashion, shall we say?
Very odd. A full eco.
And this is going to be a full reset.
With pistols down.
Thank you, James. Black Henry G.
I saw DDK last night. He's on my mind.
Did you see him last night?
Yeah.
I thought he had obligations of...
I convinced him.
He had some paperwork to do?
I convinced him. I gave him the old guild trip. Works every time.
Yeah, he's not got the strongest of conscience. Hey, you know what? Congratulations, DDK. I want to give props to him for taking 4 weeks to do his AMA. Finally did answer all the questions.
Nice.
Not bad. Definitely still topical and relevant, and everyone sees them at this point, but it's
yeah,
fine.
No one's going to see it to all the answers. But he's done it. Either way. 12-8. SK still the round back there. 2 rifles, pistols. No Zeus frag required there, but they need to get the job done. Towards Long A is where they went. Took down Existent Forest, and the round is pretty much done. Fair watching the flanks. I think this has to be an eco now for an NiP.
Yeah, I mean, that was a force buy brought out from SK after they themselves
Well, to be fair, they won a full eco, right? So the money's actually pretty decent.
True. It is a good point. They didn't lose investment for each of the deaths previously.
So that kind of cancelled out that round just there. So they're okay to actually get something decent out here. So it's not a complete disaster. Double AWP set up for the first time. Just to note, anyone who's maybe not followed CS for a while, I'm not sure, but NiP beating SK on the map like Cobblestone, considering their current storylines, would be a massive upset. Like SK considered technically the #1 team in the world right now, and they should be comfortably winning this one. They lost 11-4 in the first half, but the comeback is on. They need to break the money of NiP once again to tie things up.
Taco. Molotov's down in front. I think the res was spotted at Hobbit, but he'll pop out. Oof, gets the spray.
Hello.
How did that last bullet? I thought he was done spraying. I was going to say, gets a lot of damage, but somehow he gets the kill as well. Not bad.
Through the wall. Now that. Double AWP setup. Hasn't had to do much yet. It's Rez, who's had an absolute blinder so far. Opens things up. Mid control comes in from Bolts as Forrest waits towards the danger. I like this boost coming in. This is quite smart. Fallen doesn't get much for it, though. They are still silent, though. I'll have a look above. Trying to get maximum vision there while he's unscoped. Finds nothing. Molotov's the corner, trying to flush anyone out. It's getting an opening pick, and it's Forrest that hits the next shot. 5-on-3 now. Bolt's going down. And then NiP the flank. This is just looking glorious. You don't have to find this coexist. You can just play for the time, but Fallen says no. Quick scope towards middle, and the round starts to fall apart. First strikes from the connector. Time ticking away, and the bomb's down in the upper platform. Forest might decide the round's fate as Draken, and we'll get the final shot there. Predicts a player walking out of the drop-down area as the smoke blooms. And 13-9 comes through, and the money, it's okay for SK. They can force into this once again. It'll be like a similar sort of situation with 2 AKs and pistols. I think that's all they can do. Galil for Fallen. Fur and Bolt still yet to buy. This is do or die time, so they opt for the firepower in terms of getting the Galil and armor out, but still a very difficult round here. They opt to work with going to the very last few rounds.
We are indeed. NiP forcing this out to a 13th round. Does put a lot of pressure on SK. This Draken stares down toward Long B, but this deep smoke will leave Taco behind it, so no one out in the open for Taco to find. Excuse me, from Draken to find. Confusing the roles as forced. Flash to bottom mid, but not really to much effect. No one to peek off that, it's simply just a deterrent. When he's actually watching the smoke to make sure no one's going to push through danger and find his position. Instead, it's get right as well. Flashed off the angle. That will call Forrest back on the AWP because he's going to have to watch the top side of middle. And therefore, he's going to have Exist to cover his back. He can't do it. Cold Zero finds the kill, but Forrest with a great shot up close is able to get it back. Rez times in, but unfortunately for them, Fallen and Bolts are better positioned and better suited to take the site. Rez has to step up, nearly gets the angle right, but Bolts wins out the round.
How do they keep staying alive with this horrible financial situation? When there's a will, there's a way, and SK Gaming doing it every single time. Bolts with a 3K there with the Galil. And once again, it sabotages NiP as they're in homing distance of closing the game. They just can't find that round that will break the money right at the final hurdle here. 13-10, they'll take a full eco. SK Gaming still alive and kicking here on Cobblestone. Shouldn't be a result that goes in favor of NiP, but we saw what happened before. An eco rush towards middle. A surprising one of that. He ordered a round victory out of nowhere. That was quite bizarre with the Zeus kill coming in as well. I don't think we have any Zeus action in round number 24 here. We don't, unfortunately for you. But we'll see what Bolts can do as he makes his way out long A.
There's room to work with.
It's a B stack.
Yeah, so he'll walk in and sit to cover. And this will put us to 13-11. I'm not really sure what I expect in this game. NiP had such a solid T side, but now it's SK that keep somehow finding rounds. It's not like they've looked as convincing in doing so. Rez still leads the way at 27. The fact that NiP are so close to the finish line, it's really an economic struggle for them. Whereas SK seem to be finding map control and decent trades.
Oh, easy procedure there for Bolts. 4 more kills for him. There it is. If you're not aware, Bolts came in to replace Phelps and try and... I'm not sure. Like it felt like the other lineup, like they were missing something, and Phelps, I think, volunteered to leave. He felt like he wasn't really happy with the team anymore. His role was starting to get a bit diluted with Fur's similar play style. It wasn't really working out for them. As soon as Bolts joins in, they win Epicenter. And what a win it was as well. An epic best of 5 grand final. It seems like he's officially in the team now. He won't be attending the major. It's another eco for the NiP boys here. Bolts with 5 kills now in 2 rounds. Looking for a little bit more.
Decent shot from Cold Zero. Finds Get Right, peeks out, spots 2 shoulders. Can't decide which is more a tantalizing target, and either way, it may not matter because it's going to be forced down. Draken just the last alive, and Fur is quickly rotating in behind him. He'll at least get around the corner and keep his back from being exposed, but we're going to have a 1-round game between us. And that's confirmed. 1-round game indeed.
Here we go then. SK Gaming Managing to pull the 11-4 deficit back. 1 round separates them between NiP now. All power for Draken. Rez got a little bit quiet recently, but still with the lead. It's round number 26. We'll be going the full distance here. Get right heads towards the drop-down area, and it looks like Qore wants to challenge him there. In terms of the approach, it's Draken this time, changing things up slightly. He's gone towards long A with the AWP. They have been struggling with the mid-presence of SK, helping themselves that part of the map every single time. Actually, 3 players. That's the adjustment coming in from the Swedish side. Exists close to the doors for us to try and bait him in. Draken can just focus on long A at that point.
With the spray through the doors. Fallen will jump over the bomb so as to leave it where it lies. Not wanting to be responsible for it, as he has the AWP to try and find an approach. Rez. With Get Right boosted, still covers off the stairs. Get Right's revealed that he's boosted with a quick shot toward E-Box. Nade goes through, he's trying to find further damage. Fallen knows he's there, so Get Right naturally changes the angle to get more defensive. He needs to, because Rez has gone down, so Get Right has to cover the entire side himself. With Forrest at Rock, he'll swing toward the statue because it gives him a chance to watch platform, but he elects to try and set a crossfire instead. Fallen and Bolts will tear it apart. And the round goes to SK Gaming, naturally.
All tied up. B bomb site, just as NiP adjusts and send most of their firepower towards mid and long A, and all falls apart. Pretty much everyone in SK contributing to that round. Taco, he goes down. He's having a very quiet performance. 9 kills, 17 deaths. The rest of his teammates, so all around the 20 kills mark, so they're making up for it. And NiP have let this one slip away. They haven't really got much going at all in the second half. 2 rounds in total. It's been a very one-sided affair. Every time they win a round, they get reset. Remember, one of which was a full eco, so they've only won 1 gun round so far. Not looking too good, and these are the most gutting ones to give away when you have that huge lead. You grind it out, you keep getting reset, and then you lose like 16-14.
And NiP were somewhat tested against a lopsided Astralis side.
Sure.
Didn't have device this morning. He has landed at this point in time, as far as I know.
Yeah, he landed at 12, I believe.
It was due for 12, so he's been here an hour and a half, which means he actually should be either at the hotel or at the studio.
LA traffic? I'm not sure.
Midday, Monday? Yeah, maybe it's a little more than 40 minutes. We were 45 minutes Sunday night when we arrived, so...
Yeah, I reckon he'll probably be arriving in the building next half an hour, I'd imagine. Either way, another eco for NiP. There's been a lot of ecos there for them. Deagles across the board, and the first frag attack, like I said, quiet game for him so far. Nice to start building up his confidence towards the end. And only get 1 though. Rez looking devastating right now. He's very, very good at the fragging department, but Qore might even be better. 3 kills for him. Get Right will find a second, but he's the last player remaining now as Forrest comes in. He has a chance to win this one. 2 versus 1. No armor, no rifle to speak of, but he knows where they are. But Fallen finishes things off, and SK Gaming now, after going down 11-4, have the lead at 14-13. What a comeback this would be.
Incredible. I mean, this is reminiscent of some of Navi's best games on this map, where their CT side was abysmal.
Yeah. When you get it done on the T side.
Rez looked a bit like Olaf, by the way.
Looks
his
like
first half. No, I mean, in terms of the playstyle.
Okay, yes,
that used to be Fnatic's strategy. They call a timeout and be like, Olaf, just walk up, kill everyone, please.
The upper platforms get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a monster. A Meister.
Ooh,
like
see
that?
what you did there. It's good because Monster's on Overpass.
Yeah.
We're on Cobblestone.
Yeah. He's here all week, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry to inform you. Someday they'll
with more
wise
classic
up.
content.
Yeah, someday they'll wise up and get rid of me. I mean, I'm way past my best before date at this point in time.
You do your best work in the arenas. That's when it all comes together. So,
Bolt sprays down. Flash goes over, and Fallen will continue forward with the AWP bolts in front of him. We'll slow down and back off.
double orb setup. Forest and Draken. Trying to hold off the SK Gaming members here as they make their way towards the B side. Should be A simple execution of just the one smoke and a flashbang available to the T side. They are smoked out. That's really well played by Rez to drop that smoke at this point. They can't really wait around for that to fully expire. They're going to have to go for it. Rez knows it. Surely needs more than one kill here, but Fallen, close range takes him down. Equal trades though, 3-on-3, as Draken desperately tries to stay alive here. He misses the shot, and maybe that's the round that slips away. Forest has to come through and try and deny the bomb. It's not going to happen. Fur takes him down. It was the play from Rez. I thought it was enough that the smoke down. The player's coming through, and Fallen somehow, of course he does it, nails the shot. And it's Fur with 3 in the round. And they find match point.
A point secured at least for SK. Remember, they only got 2 last game. They've got 1 at least in this game, and the best NiP could get is 2, if that, because SK are on map point, and NiP are struggling. I mean, 11-4. To not get anything at all, have an economic back and forth at the start of this, and naturally there's going to be a NiP timeout.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even name Nick here. What's your middle name?
James.
That makes so much sense. You really are Black Henry G.
Goodness. Edgy content.
How is that edgy? Everyone calls him Black DDK.
What has that got to do with me?
Because you called me Dan earlier.
Okay.
So you're just the James now. You're reading into it as if I'm like subliminally trying to portray something. I'm not.
Round number 29. UMP's out. Famus's, M4s. We'll see whether they can pull this one off.
Spray down toward the bottom of middle. Anyone that wants to get aggressive will be punished. It's just SMGs of a Moss of 1M4. Naturally, they'll give that to Rez. Cold Zero. Wait with Fur, and they can look to go down. Flashes off, should cover Get Right's position, at least hold him off the angle ever so slightly, but well-timed incendiary as a result of it. They'll know, therefore, he's toward E-Box. Little game of I can one-up you with another nade toward Get Right.
1 minute remaining. The UMPs not really making much of an impact for now. All 5 players of SK outside the mid doors. We do have 3 NiP players in this position trying to bait in the best they can. Exist. Might not have a chance here. He'll get 1 and taken down in the end. But Get Right, the UMP doing some good work here. Still equal situation, 2-on-2. And the final play to come through. Can NiP hold on?
Cold Zero's the next in line with the flash over. Does create a space because they've gone passive on the site. They're going to play the retake on A. Rez will know to do so, just confirm that no one's behind at B, but it is going to be cold to hold the doorway. Rez to balcony. The next approach, and he's waiting for it, is Draken on the flank. Look how patient SK is being. They do not want to get caught out. Gun exchanged for Draken onto the AK. He's getting aggressive. He's getting fast. In position, misses the headshot toward Fallen. They now know where he is. And nade damage will do, well, actually, less than I thought. Rather inconsequential as it takes Fallen down to 82, and he immediately finds Rez fast as ever. And SK a chance to wrap up the game right now in a 1 versus 2 against Draken, who was toward top mid. Now the question is, do they know that that's exactly how far back he was based on the timing of the nade? And the kill in which Fallen found immediately after. Crossfire set as well. Cold's not going to move on this at all. Fallen's the one searching for information. Shadow shows for Cold. And looking away as Draken expects a flash, he'll go down. It's SK to take the win. 5 points for them and 2 wins in the group.
GGs are exchanged after being down 11-4. It's SK Gaming that bounce back. The second half is theirs. It's going to be a pretty crushing defeat there for NiP. After looking relatively comfortable on overpass against Astralis, it seemed like they were in cruise control after the first half, but wasn't enough. And we'll throw it over to the analysts to see what they thought.
The GoDaddy post-match